Hello, welcome back to 3-4 Talk, folks, on a Tuesday. I'm Rob, the token Wetlander. Sorry about the audio mishap there, but it should be coming through to you. There we go. I'm merging technologies this week, but this should give us less technological hitches, in theory.
And technology always works so well for us. So this is a great idea to do live.
Yes, let's merge technology. Now, folks, you'll notice that I don't have my usual captions on the screen this week before we get into that. So captions should be coming through. Why are they not coming through on screen? I tested this and it said they should come through. Let me make sure that it's working. That's why I've got them turned off. That's why. I want to make sure they are coming through. So you should be getting subtitles coming through. If it doesn't, it's going to screw us up completely because I'm not set up for subtitles.
Oh dear.
I tested this and it worked. If it doesn't, it's going to screw us up completely. So I don't know why.
Command says they are coming.
They are coming?
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Nice. No, it said, oh wait, they are coming. Phew. All right. So maybe they're not.
I don't know. In the meantime, hit a like button.
Yes.
And everybody remember that this is full spoilers. We're going to spoil all 3 episodes of the show, just so everyone knows. And all the books are on the table. So
yeah, this is true.
If you haven't read it.
Oh, why? This is frustrating me. I tested this and subtitles were coming up. So I don't know why they're not. So let me...
Well... Mel, how are you doing?
Yes. Tell me how we're doing, ladies.
Oh, so good. So good. I don't know if you guys had anything interesting happen to you last weekend, but I mean, I certainly did.
No.
How about you, Shelly? You do anything fun?
I drank some whiskey, hung out with some friends, you know. Had 20 years of culminated waiting kind of appear on a screen. That was a little strange.
Yeah, no big deal, right?
Yeah.
Simple things.
Yeah. Simple things.
You didn't watch anything?
No, yeah. I mean, I may have developed 5 new crushes.
5?
5. Okay. Wait a minute. So we already know about one of them. I mean, if you're a Foldy, you would know that the wise one stands Annaline 100%.
Yeah.
So who are the 5 other crushes?
Zoe, Madeline, Yosha, who I was not sold on at first, but now I'm quite sold on. There was enough angst in that to make anyone happy. I'm just going to count Lan twice.
Evan does say that 2 of them are Lan's butts, so it's like 1 cheek, 2 cheek. Yeah.
Exactly.
You mean, sorry, did someone mention butt rock? Is that what I heard?
Someone mentioned butt rock.
No.
Butt rock!
Oh, butt rock!
Butt rock? I think we just need to pour one out.
Yes.
You know, in honor of The Witcher.
Yeah.
He's been a wonderful stand-in for Butt Rock for so long, but my friend Henry Cavill, you've been usurped.
Yes, very much so.
What did we decide in the old tongue? Butt rock was Kaval Matal?
Yes, Kaval Matal, yeah. So we need to work on a new name for can't be Kaval Matal. We'll have to work on that one. Chat, we need you for this, definitely.
Yeah, we need some new butt rock suggestions that are play on Daniel Henney's features.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
His features.
Yeah.
Yeah, features. Definitely.
You know, you should put that back up because you know what a lot of people missed?
What's that?
Focused on the obvious. There's like 3 Aiel in that scene.
That's true. There are. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people always they miss this, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very confused about like this very vast amount of water that he is standing in.
Yeah. That's a lot. He's very brave. You can tell by being in all that water.
Yeah. A little bit brave, but also like he's kind of hunched over, kind of unsure a little bit about stepping into that huge ocean of water that he's standing in. So I can understand why his his other Aiel who are not in the picture anymore. Had to calm him, soothe him.
Yeah.
He wasn't a man alone there.
Indeed.
No.
Yes. So, ladies, shall we before we dive in to talk about more of Butt Rock and such, shall we do the couple of quick bits of news for the Daily Vale and then dive into it? Okay. So, welcome to the Daily Vale, folks. Spear brothers and sisters, it is time to cover up your face, for the Wheel of Time has news, and we shall dance the spears route. This is the Daily Vale. Yes, folks, it's time for the Daily Vale. So this week we've actually got it's like last minute news is what I'm going to call it. So firstly, Melindhra, do you want to take this one?
Yes, we're super excited because just I don't know, it was just a couple hours ago, maybe only an hour ago, our friends at Badali Jewelry, who you may have remembered if you've been in the Wheel of Time community for a long time, used to be amongst the artists that had an official license from Robert Jordan to create jewelry based on the Wheel of Time. And all of those licenses were retracted once the Wheel of Time show got announced. And a lot of our favorite artists and vendors, Badali being one of them, lost their licenses to be able to produce official Wheel of Time merchandise. But they tweeted just a bit ago that it looks like they might be having a new partnership with the Wheel of Time, and we're so excited for them. They're an amazing group of people, wonderful craftspeople, and have been supplying so many of us with great serpent rings and fox head medallions and dragon sworn pins and all sorts of things for so long. And we just wish the best of them and hope they'll be revealing what they're going to be selling very soon.
This is exciting stuff. Like, they make great jewelry, so it's nice to see that they're going back to the people that were there for us when there was no one there for us. It wasn't there was no one there for us, but when it was just us. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's weird being in the fourth age, and yet there's so many. I feel like the show, especially with the after show and this announcement with Badali, like they're really trying to like loop everybody back in and keep the community alive and not alienate anyone by bringing everyone back into the fold, which I think is beautiful.
Yeah, I completely agree. And then there is this piece as well. Let me bring it back up. So Amazon Prime have announced, or the Wheel of Time announced it, that the Wheel of Time is not just the most watched season premiere of the year on Prime Video, but it's actually in their top 5 premieres of all time, which is freaking amazing. Well done, Foldies, and all Dragonsworn out there. Because
I think like 90% of that was like Twitter of time, right?
Gotta be, surely.
How many times have we all watched that show?
I've seen people in the chat say they're on their 5th rewatch, which is, do you have a job? Super impressive.
I mean, maybe they don't.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they just put it on in the background and work.
This is very possible. It's very, very possible. So, but yeah, that's awesome stuff. I mean, I know I've been telling everybody to watch it. I had my boss come to me yesterday, I think it was. Yes, yesterday, and he's like, "Hey, let's catch up. Let's go take 5-10 minutes and catch up," sort of thing. He likes to do that, and he spent the entire time talking to me about Wheel of Time. You know?
I love it.
That was all he wanted to talk about. Nothing about work. I hadn't seen him in 5 days, from work-wise, and he was just like, "So, let's talk Wheel of Time." And I was like, "All right, sure." And he has
I don't like that show.
I should have said that. He has a great theory.
Quit. He sounds like a terrible boss.
I know, right? His theory so far is that all 4 of them, so Rand, Egwene, Matt, and Perrin, are collectively the Dragon Reborn. That's his theory.
That is not the first time I've heard that.
Nope.
I watched. I had hosted 2 watch parties So, and we did not all watch separately on our individual devices, which I realize now we probably should have to up those numbers, right? Wheel of Time. But so my first watch party was with all newbies, people who had not read the books at all. And from that group, I got votes for The Dragon Reborn is Matt and Egwene and Rand and one for all four of them. And I've seen that from a few different people, like new people are like, I think it's everybody. Everybody's the dragon, which I think is so cool because, like, how right are they? Right? I mean, how right they are in reality.
I mean, how
the friend. Go ahead.
No, go, Shelly.
I was just gonna say the friend I watched it with. He and I have read The Wheel of Time multiple times, but his wife has never read it, and she is 100% convinced it's Matt. Ooh. She's like, "It is Matt. You will never convince me otherwise. Even if the show says something else, it is Matt." Because she's like, he's got the most hard luck story thus far.
This is true.
So,
this is very true. Yeah, it's been fun. People talking to me about it and such. My 13-year-old nephew, texted me yesterday to say, "Thank you for telling us to watch Wheel of Time. I loved it and really enjoyed it."
Aww.
Oh, your 13-year-old nephew is tougher than me.
New gen.
Yeah. I've had 2 nightmares about Balsamon since that show came out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you do walk the dream, so you know.
I do walk the dream, so.
This is he is he really enjoyed it, so I was excited. My parents enjoyed it. My boss enjoyed it. He's not emotionally attached to any of the characters yet. He felt that it had been a bit rushed, and he hadn't had a chance to sort of get to a point where he cared enough about the characters. But he said the show is clearly extremely high quality, and it's still really engaging, and he's keen for the next episode. His wife is waiting until all 8 episodes are out because she just wants to binge it in one go. So,
smart,
interesting.
Yeah. So it's I think everyone's taking it a little differently. So, Melindhra, you made I made food for the watch party I did when my brother was visiting, but you made something for the parties as well, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I made your recipe for honey cakes, and I had to make it twice because my first watch party, they ate, I made them in little muffin tins, and they ate so many of them that, like, my evening watch party, I didn't have enough, so I had to make another one, and I made it in a loaf, and I used it spicy style.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm from the the threefold land, and our version of spicy is much different than Wetlanders. But, I made it spicy style, and it was much enjoyed, and it was really great. And then I also made Wine Spring Cafe's trolloc balls. And I was lucky enough that my brother had created this dish of the Wheel of Time logo for a gift for me sometime many years ago. And so I used the dish, and I put it on the dish and took pictures with it and stuff. And
it looked great.
That's literally the only picture I took the whole day. And I was just having such a good time sharing the show with friends who are longtime book readers and people who'd never seen it, and colleagues who watched it and wanted to talk to me about it on Monday. It was just it's been a dream come true seeing everybody's reactions. I was really worried because the reviews where, there was this smattering of reviews that were not so great. And I was afraid it was going to scare people off, but it seems like, everybody's kind of ignored the reviews and just enjoyed the show, and hopefully it keeps going forever.
I hope so. I read an article that said, by the way, thank you, Matt, in chat, Matt Stagger. I appreciate you saying the recipe is so good. Adding orange is a great idea. I am going to be doing a version that has smoked honey in it. And I'm also going to do a salted caramel version as well. So those will get there eventually. I'm going to work on those. But I've totally lost.
They're so tasty.
Yes.
Rob? All due respect to what you were saying, I want to go back to this thing about trolloc balls. I feel like we need more details on those, because I personally just assumed that Fade spayed and neutered their trollocs like responsible trolloc owners, but
correct.
Yeah.
So that's what we ate, the parts that got cut off.
All right, that makes sense. I like that. It's good, reuse.
Listen,
the whole
dark
trolley.
friends have fun parties. You gotta show up sometimes.
Yeah, apparently so. I totally forgot. I was going to say something else, and I can't remember what I was going to say now. Oh yes, sorry. I read an article earlier today that said that the executives are really, really happy with how the show's been received and the streaming and such, and they're confident that there's going to be many seasons. That was I've paraphrased that, but yeah, that is what was said. So
that's awesome.
It's very good news. So, what do you want to talk about first? Because I didn't tell you anything about the episodes last week. So, where do we want to start? I mean, we're not going to do the whole show about the episodes today, folks. We do have a fun Bain&Chiad who could not make it this evening. We love you, Bain&Chiad. They're taking the evening off, and but they put together for us a selection of bed, bridal reef, balefires to go through. We have 6 versions of those to fight through. They're going to be great fun. So we do have those. Shelly, our wise one, took a day away from wise wanting to put together our next sponsorship association. And so we have that to premiere later, but we're gonna talk about the show a little bit, and specifically the Aiel. But is there anything else apart from the Aiel that appeared that perhaps Shelly you wanted to talk about first? I mean, I know you just want to go back to Butt Rock, but is there anything else
in the show? I lost track.
We need a Shelly cut that's just land scenes.
Just land scenes. That's my next. I just finished my 10th reread of The Wheel of Time because I wanted to finish before the show started so I could kind of have like ingrained in my memory how I remember the books. And I think my next reread is just going to be like a Lan read through. Wow. But I mean, seriously, I feel like Zoe stole the show. I've just, Nynaeve is one of probably my favorite character is Nynaeve. In the books, I love her arc. I really relate to her as someone who's, gotten a lot of responsibility really young, probably had to be a parent, like younger than they needed to, often gets people are always like, oh, you look so young. I can't believe you're so accomplished. Like, I really relate to her. And plus I get angry sometimes. So seeing her brought to life on screen by Zoe is just like warming my heart in so many ways. And I think she's got the best line. What did I say? I said it before the show. It's not a demand, it's a threat. That lady can deliver a line. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty thrilled about that. And I mean, the sweeping scenery scenes, whatever they spent on drones to shoot those scenes is mind-blowing to me. It's just making me want to travel. So I think that's kind of my biggest impression is because I know Nynaeve can be a very divisive character in the community. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that this show really kind of highlights what makes her such a great character.
This is true. What did you think about Nynaeve, Melindhra?
Oh yeah, I mean, we talked about this the other week. How like Nynaeve should be an honorary Aiel for the amount of epic stabbing that she's been doing in the show so far. I mean, she's I think had the most stabs of anyone. Don't quote me on that, but listen, I just get very distracted by how epically she stabs at people, and then I have to comment on Barney Harris's Matt and the changes they made to his origin story. I am still not completely 100% like in the parent change camp. I know I will be at some point. I know it's going to play out, but I haven't seen it yet, and I'm hoping good things for that storyline, but I feel like the changes they made for Matt make him such like, I mean, I'm going to have so much more competition is all I'm saying. Like people are like going to be so in love with that guy, and I'm going to have to be just like stabbing him off left and right. Like I even like braided my hair today to like, maybe Matt will like, maybe it's the braid. Maybe that will attract them more. I don't know. I mean, how do we get Matt to just be dedicated 100% to Melindhra? I mean, this is what we really need to focus on. This is what this whole show needs to be about. It's about how we make sure that Matt Cawthon makes his way to the Aiel Waste and finds his true love.
Yeah, so I'm going to put 2 things in there. So I'll go over the Matt thing first. I want to give it was hilarious. So, as I said, Juliet Howland, who plays Matt's mother in the show, Natty, sat 2 seats from me, and it was wonderful to meet her, and she was just so charming. I know she appeared on Dusty's stream, and yeah, she was wonderful. Afterwards, she turned around to me like she'd hidden some giant secret and was just like, oh, see, what is amazing? You know, she genuinely turned to me like, you didn't see that coming, did you? That was what she said to me. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
You sneaky, like you've played this whole thing. Like you're charming and innocent, and then you're playing someone who's very much charming, not charming and innocent in the show.
I did not see that coming from her, especially her as an actress, because she's just so kind and sweet, and then like, oh, I can't believe she's just awful. I mean, think of the baggage that she gave to our poor hero. You know, I mean, so much trauma inflicted by your mother. You know, and it's never okay.
She said when she read the script, she was a little put off at first. I think. Again, I'm paraphrasing it slightly, but then when she saw how it would work out, and you know what it would do for Matt's character and how he, you know, who he becomes later on in the story, she's like, it made a lot of sense to put that on screen, as you know, to set him up straight away. So yeah, but she enjoyed the fact that she was like, haha, you didn't expect this, and I've kept this big secret. So that was very amusing. Secondly, can everyone who didn't go to a premiere and see the first 2 episodes just kind of appreciate a little bit of drama, only a tiny bit, because I did get to see it like 5 days before everybody else, but just a little bit of appreciation for the fact that we saw 2 episodes, not 3. So we ended on the Nynaeve turns back up and puts a sword to Lan's throat moment, and that's where it stopped for us. That was torture. Like, I knew it was going to happen. You could just sense, this is where Nynaeve turns back up. You could just, I'm sure you're watching it, you're like, yep, this is where Nynaeve reappears. But that was it, and that's where it ended, and it was just like, oh my god, get me the next scene, you know? So, yeah.
That's pretty harsh. I mean, I'm very impressed with you all that you weren't ranting, like, from the high heavens about how you were just thwarted from being able to get that culmination of Nynaeve beauty. Immediate satisfaction.
Half man down in chat, no, absolute zero empathy for you.
It's a bit of Crimey River.
It was just a tiny bit, but yeah, you know, only a tiny bit.
Just the tiniest sad dagger.
Yes.
So sad.
What?
The world's smallest sad dagger.
So not a stabby stab like this then.
No, just a little one. Just a little stab.
Yeah, no, Zoe and Barney were just, I mean, I think they're all pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what bit.
I can't find a flaw. I can't find a poor casting choice at all.
That's true.
Like,
and who hasn't had Weep for Melindhra stuck in their head for a whole week?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Some of the versions are amazing that people have been doing. I've heard people singing it, and you know, it's just inspired everybody. Even like Ikiiri, who never does a song or anything like that. You know, purely makes the what have the cast been up to videos, and even she did a song, and it was very beautiful. So it's a great song. Even I was tempted to do a song of it, and I was like, no, I'm not going to ruin it in my voice. So leave it to the singers.
King of a beautiful voice. You could just talk it. And be like, "Aw."
Haven't you done a reading video of Weep for Melindhra?
Very long time ago for someone else's channel. A very, very long time ago. I should do that for myself, though. I haven't done that for myself. But
treat yourself.
You could do it over. You could do it over like one of Lorne's songs, like, you know, one that's more instrumental. I don't know. I'll have a look. That might be doable. So, but yeah, it's a great song. Let's talk about Perrin for a second. I want to talk about Perrin.
Oof.
That's a lot of baggage in that scene.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
So I'll put it out there. I did not love the choice they made for him to kill his girlfriend. And I know there's been some debate. Is it a fridging? Is it not? You know, I'm falling on the side is that it is, and it wasn't necessary. So that I think is the first critical choice I've really had. And as, you know, as I'm going to say the F word on the internet as a feminist. That really, it really bothered me.
You can say that word. It's okay.
Well, if you've ever been a woman on the internet, Rob,
I will fight your corner.
Thank you.
Come at me in the comments, folks. I will fight their corners.
So anyways, what I'll say is I think there are other ways that could have been done. You want to really show tragic, kill Master Luhan. That 100%. That apprenticeship teacher relationship would have been just as close. Mm-hmm. I know people are like, oh, maybe she's a dark friend, maybe she's this, maybe that will play out. But I've seen enough fridgings to know that I don't always have faith in that. It's a very easy way to give a male character, motivation. So I don't love it. I'm not going to argue too much about it on the internet. Other than that, I think the casting of Perrin is great. Like, I think, he from what they've given him as writers, I think he's done a really good job. But I will say that part was the one part where I'm just like, ooh, writers, I'm not thrilled there. So
yeah, that's very valid. Did anyone notice the weapons they were using though? That's the bit I wanted to bring up. The weapon choices going on there. Like she's fighting with
really liked that.
A hammer. He's fighting with an axe.
Yep.
And then his dream later on, where there's a wolf involved, and I was like, oh, that's him and his wolf connection. Like, I killed my wife, there's the wolf. Again, it falls into the fridging side of it, but the layering there of the, just what weapons they're using and things like that, I thought that you don't need to fridge someone to make it work, but those parts of it were very clever, I thought. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not to speak ill of dark friends, but I also don't agree that Layla's a dark friend, because because I think the dream actually helped emphasize that what he was afraid of was not her. He was afraid of his animal instincts. He was the wolf in that dream. He was the wolf enjoying, taking, the flesh of a new kill. And that's what he was afraid of. Even if it was a dream that was given to him by old Burning Eyes, whomever Burning Eyes happens to be in the show, because he's kind of like behind him on over his shoulder. But I don't think because some people were saying that the dream was the wolf was protecting him from Leigh-A. And I disagree with that perspective of what that dream meant. It totally read to me, along with, the entire backstory that they've been talking about Perrin being kind of at odds with his animal nature and his lack of control and that sort of thing. And I wish that we had had more time with Leigh-A, because I mean, she's like the most honorable of professions. She's a blacksmith, and blacksmiths have much G, and the fact that they would kill a blacksmith to begin with is just like insanity. And a lady blacksmith at that, in this world that is set up to be, very, pro woman, and women are taking on roles that men might have traditionally done in our world. Like, just, she was an interesting character, and a lot of the people I watched with were really intrigued by her and wanted to know more about her backstory and what was going on with them. There's lots of theories about why they weren't happy together. And I think that's much more interesting than just pushing her to the side. I feel like making her a dark friend is just is almost fridging her more than giving her a real story.
Yeah.
To deal with in flashbacks or whatever.
I don't fall on the dark friend side of this theory, and I love wacky theories. I don't know. I think she was kind of it's been raised in chat, like, why was she stood there with a hammer raised and such? And I was like, I personally think she was, there to back him up with the Trolloc, and, he just heard her come around with the hammer in case he didn't need a hand killing that Trolloc. It was very evidenced by the blood splatters, but, there to back up her husband. So, I don't fall on the dark friend side of that. But yeah, very traumatic. I knew she was going to die. I just didn't expect it to be Perrin who killed her. So, yeah, rough scene for him, definitely. But I like the Rand scene.
I think we might need a poll.
A poll? What are we asking in the poll?
Is Leigh-A a dark friend?
Is Leigh-A a dark friend? Okay. This is, yeah. I'm going to spell Leigh-A wrong, I imagine.
We all know what you mean.
L-A, yes, I know I've done that right. Oh, okay, well, good. Wow, I'm impressed. I normally spell things like this wrong. We're asking for a poll. Asking a poll. There we go. Yeah, the Rand scene where he didn't run off. Has everyone watched the X-ray stuff? Have we watched the extras?
Yes.
Not all of it.
No. Did you see some of the scene pictures, I think it was, or behind the scenes pictures? There's one of Rand hidden down a verge with Tam, who's clearly not feeling very well. Oh, yeah,
I did see that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they clearly shot some Rand traveling from the farmhouse to the village, the scenes, and then cut it from the episode. Do we like that? Do we not like that? That they cut it?
You know what?
Are we sure they cut it, or are we
might
sure
come
we're
back
going to get it
as
as
a
a
flashback?
flashback? Yeah. Because we also haven't seen Egwene in the pool with all the colors. And it feels strange that specifically is obviously related to her women's circle thing. And we haven't seen that either, and that was in the trailer. So I feel like we're gonna get some more flashbacks that we haven't seen yet.
Okay. Yeah.
But
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, even if it's out, two of the scenes on every reread I have the most trouble reading are one, Rand pulling his father along that road at night. Like, to me, that's just one of the most traumatic scenes ever. It's going to sound really bonkers, but when I was young, I actually had hypothermia, and I had to walk in -40 weather about 40 minutes back to the farmhouse where I could get treated for my hypothermia. And like, I still have memories of that being like the worst feeling I've ever had in my life. And I just picture Rand like trudging, we're trudging through several feet of snow in this cold, and it's just miserable, and you're tired, and you just feel like you're going to vomit every 3 seconds. Like, I'm just picturing Rand feeling that. So I'm actually okay with those being cut. It's kind of like also when Perrin and Egwene are lost. I always found those really hard to read for the same reason. So I'm okay with them being cut just because they remind me of that period, that very unfortunate freezing cold night in my life. But that being said, they are character building, right? And I think that really shows a lot of who Rand is in his ability to be like, I'm not giving up. It's that Two Rivers stubbornness. I'm going to pull through, even though I'm about as miserable as I've ever been. -40 Celsius, sorry.
That's fine. Apparently -40 is -40, whether it's Fahrenheit or Celsius. Like, it's still bloody cold. Yeah. Interesting theory. Sorry, go, Melindhra.
Sorry, I just wanted to elaborate on the Tam thing and why I think it's a flashback so much more. Because I think at some point, obviously, and this segues very well into Aiel topics, is that, we do get that blood snow something, right? And so that story has to come from Tam. So thinking about Rand's backstory not really being revealed yet, eventually we're going to have to get some sort of fevered Tam telling his story thing that Rand hasn't let on, that he's heard. And so I think that them sitting, like, hiding along the road could be the time where he actually, like, reveals all of that.
Well, we've already had one flashback, haven't we, at the beginning of episode 3 with Nynaeve being a badass in the pool with the Trolloc. So I'm sure we'll get more flashbacks. Had a fun theory thrown into chat. I believe it's Amanda. So Amanda's had a theory since watching the show. Since Matt gave Perrin the steel dagger, she thinks he will get Elias's nickname of Longtooth instead of Young Bull.
Interesting.
I think Elias has been cut. I think they've cut him from the story. That's my personal take on Elias. I don't know if anyone has an opinion there.
That would be a shame because he has a lot of G.
He does have a lot of G, but he doesn't do much for the story. I've got to be honest.
Yeah,
that is true.
I honestly don't have a strong opinion on whether or not Elias needs to stick around. I think he's a great character, but for the story, more Matt.
More Matt. Right, I'm going to end this poll on Leigh-A. It's 2/3 of you think she's not a dark friend, so very much falling on that side.
Much G-foldies.
Indeed, much G-foldies. I heard talk of Aiel. shall we talk about the
Indeed.
Aiel we see?
Yeah.
That is going to be the rest of our focus here, folks. So you may remember this from one of the trailers. This picture, this unfortunate person in a cage. Well, we got a little bit more on this person, didn't we? So we got. No, that's not the one. Well, yeah, that's it. I didn't get the other picture, so I'll bring that down. What do we think about the whole Matt, Tom, and burying the Aiel moment? Melindhra, what did you think about this scene?
I think Matt has a lot to learn about honorably treating the dead from us. And I want to, wish that Aiel, whoever he is, much luck in the next life. What's the saying that Ruark likes to say? He woke from the dream.
Yes.
Right?
Woke from the dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciated how much in such a small amount of dialogue we learned about both Tom and Aiel, because because Matt said that Aiel are as bad as Trollocs, and Tom said not in my stories. He was very clear about that, and he obviously is well-traveled enough to know, how honorable a people that the Aiel are. So that gives you a lot of perspective on him. He's not a guy who just is stuck in Breen Spring and never been anywhere. It kind of opens up who he is as a potential mentor and a teacher about the greater world out there for Matt and Rand, who are kind of country munkins still. And I'm really curious about all of the stuff that Matt picked up from him.
You mean this little fella?
Yeah.
That's a stone dog.
Nice stone dog.
So I'm now trying to remember. So when Gaul in the books is found by Perrin, and they were like, he killed, this group killed the other Aiel that he was with. Was he a stone dog? I need to go looking.
Chat.
I don't know if they ever said it. Sarian, I think is his name. I don't think they ever said. All we heard is that he said Sarian and I were, what did he say? Overconfident or something? Or
Yeah, we were overconfident.
we weren't careful enough, or he said something like that. That's all he said. But
Yeah. I'm trying to find it, to be honest.
Is Gaul a stone dog?
yes, Gaul is a
Misa
stone
says.
dog.
Yeah.
100%.
So
Wise one. If Bain&Chiad were here, they would.
Oh.
I know. For how often I've read the books and the fact that I help out on a trivia server, I am terrible with facts about.
Wait. Now I'm getting scared. That wasn't Gaul, was it? That can't be Gaul.
It can't have been Gaul.
No.
But it could have. I mean, it could have been like two stone dogs going out looking for the Karakarn. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
There's less.
I
Glenn,
didn't cut Gaul.
I'm
He
gonna
just had a
murder
small
you.
heart with arrows.
Glenn in chat says there can't be more than one stone dog among the Aiel, so it must be Gaul. Gaul is all stone dogs and none. He's like God or something. I don't know how that works. It's not Gaul. I mean, they would not have cut Gaul. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting the things that were left on that poor Aiel stuck in a cage, and yet his blingy baubles were just hanging out of his pocket for some unsuspecting hustler to come and take off of him. I feel like this town is very confused as to what the value of things are.
This town doesn't have a lot of. This town has a lot of toe, from what I'm initially seeing of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is true. I agree with that.
But for good reason, I mean, we heard from Dana, my sister from another mister, that like everyone every man who walks through that town, right, has a tragic story. Something awful has happened to their life, and it's just like an endless suffering. So how appealing would it be to have someone come into the world who could end all of that suffering?
Yeah, she made a really good case for being a dark friend. I'm not going to lie.
She did make a good case for that. Absolutely.
There are really good cases for being a dark friend. I'm just saying.
But and I mean, that's literally a central tenet of Buddhism, is getting out of the cycle of death and rebirth. That is what nirvana actually is leaving the cycle of death and rebirth. Yeah. So are dark friends Buddhists?
Oh. That sounds like a very deep conversation there, doesn't it?
I know.
Wow. That's
I mean, some of us just have really annoying boyfriends. I mean, just
I love it. Rajesh in chat, is she's a Buddhist? Oh my
They just kind of took it wrong in this turning of the wheel.
Yeah. But you can see the appeal, right? I mean, come on. Plus brownies. So
plus brownie. I thought the dark side had cookies.
That's a different dark side.
That's a different dark side. Okay.
Yeah, cookies, but really dark cookies.
Really dark cookies.
Brownies.
Okay.
Darkies just doesn't quite have the same.
Darkies doesn't work, no.
It doesn't.
Now I'm getting hungry.
Let's not use that one. Let's kibosh that one now.
It's a problem. That's why brownies works better.
This is true.
What I'm saying.
Okay, so let's talk about. You mentioned this bauble he's got hanging off his belt. Let's talk about that. What is this? Is this just a random jewel he's got? Is this significant?
It looks like rose quartz to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that in that. I think that fits. It's
maybe he needed it for a salt lamp. I don't know.
For a salt lamp.
Yeah.
He's just carrying around his own mini air purifier.
Yeah. A mini air purifier. Okay.
The wetlands are stinky.
The wetlands are stinky.
He just sniffs it.
They really are.
Is because we have so much water, everything just gets stagnant. So there we go. It's the just one of the many burdens we have on this side of the Dragon Wall. So yeah.
You don't get sewer smell in the waste.
No, this is true. You do not.
I'm a threefold man.
Yep.
There is a set called the Red Salt.
I just saw that in chat.
Cool.
Half man down. The Red Salt Sept.
Is that where all the spices?
And is that like the is that the cooking sept?
Ooh.
Are they all like amateur bakers?
I think Rob knows which sept he wants to join now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, do I have to wear red as well? So.
Only if you go up to what's that? The town, right?
Mm-hmm.
Red Veil.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, maybe don't wear a red veil. That's a good point. Yeah, don't do that, Rob.
Do they have a purple rock hold?
Do they have a purple rock? That would be fun. So, but I going back to the Aiel scene, I did like how I felt it was good character for Tom that he had turned up to, take down the Aiel and not necessarily bury him, but put him under. The rocks, which is, a non-digging version of burial, and then say the appropriate words at the end. He added, "May your soul find water and shade," but, I was like, I liked it. I was like, what an easy touch to put in there. You've got some history of the Aiel in a very simple scene. You've shown Tom as an honorable man, someone who was a scallywag, I suppose you might introduce him as, when he was stealing purses off people. And then you're like, actually, he might seem a bit rough around the edges, but he's a very honorable man at heart. Maybe he's just had a hard journey in life. And it was all very, very easy and very, very simple to put that across. And it worked really well in my book. I liked it as an added scene.
Me too.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff about it.
And Tom probably had the best stab of the whole show.
Yes. I mean, Melindhra, you're our queen of stabby stabs, but how does that stabby stab rate on the scale?
I mean, it was a throw stab. So do we count that as a stab?
Throat stab?
A thrown.
A throat stab?
A thrown stab?
There was a lot of skill behind it, whatever. I've just realised
There
the
was
wrong
a
colours up.
fair amount of skill. Yes, I appreciate that we got some knives appearing from sleeves. I loved that. We got a little taste of Tom and his plethora of knives. But I mean, Nynaeve's stabs are still top quality. S rank, as you like to say.
Yeah. I mean, she did, she stole her enemy's weapon to stab said enemy with. So,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In water.
In water. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so she braved water to do it as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'm revising my statement. She's got top stab. Tom has A tier stab.
Yeah,
Yeah, A tier stab. I think top stab is definitely A tier. It was up there. I mean, not that I want to approve of anyone stabbing anyone related to Dark Friends.
Of the brownie persuasion?
Of the brownie persuasion. You should not do that, Foldies.
That's what we're just going to call it from now on. To be like, this, Melindhra is our Aiel of the brownie persuasion. You know?
Yeah. And you should not stab brownie lovers, because then there are like less brownies for everyone, and then they become extinct. And then what do you do? I mean, if there's no brownies in the world, there's no love.
That's fair. We've had a great... I don't know how we haven't talked about it. A great moment brought up by Mandab in chat. How Nynaeve tries to kill Lan. And his response to that. It was like, you actually tried to kill me.
Yeah. I did like that.
We laughed in the cinema. And then when he like knocks her out, it was just like, oh, you know, what did everyone? Well, no, that was
took her serious.
That was in the third episode. Sorry, so my friends and I laughed, my brother and that. Sorry, we laughed at other things they were doing in the cinema in previous episodes. But yeah, we laughed. But yeah, that was very cool. I think that she actually decided to go for it, even though she wasn't, you know, I don't know, had the skill to actually kill someone. It was impressive.
I think you're selling Nynaeve short, you know. If you know, the very first time she sees Lan, she grabs her knife. Like, she's prepared to defend her town with her very tiny knife, like her infinitesimally small knife from warders and Trollocs and Aes Sedai. Like, she's gonna go for it, you know. She has proven that she's willing to like use that tiny blade for all its efforts.
Well, I feel like she had a slightly larger blade when she was threatening Lan, but still, yes, you are correct. She was, you know, backed into a corner trying to protect Egwene, and she was like, "Here's my tiny dagger. I'm going to attack you anyway." So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when she screams back at the Trolloc.
100% amazing, G. Amis, I agree 100%. It's not the size, but the will behind the blade.
That's true. And speaking of much G for fighting Trollocs, that's a nice little segue. You wanted to add someone honorarily to the ranks, didn't you, Melindhra?
Yes. So we continue to have people too humble to nominate themselves for an Aiel Day. So this week we are nominating Days Conquer.
Yes.
Because
no one does this, folks.
Amazing.
Look, read it on the screen. You don't have to talk about your day in the ways you can just talk about yourself, but no one's using the hashtag. You're all too modest. So we have to keep trying to find one. And Melindhra, you picked Days, haven't you?
Yeah, she's you know, of all the secondary characters we meet in the first 3 episodes, you know, she uses her like 2 lines to the best effect. And the line that she says when she goes after the Trollocs is, "You want a real feast? Come and get some of this." And then all of her and her women's circle posse go after that Trolloc with a whole bunch of pitchforks and much tea to Days Conquer and the entire women's circle for taking that Trolloc down.
Oh, yeah.
I approve, 100%.
Do we have a ramen rattle?
Ramen rattle.
Yes,
Ramen rattle, I think.
Ramen rattle. There we go. That was it was a good nomination for this week. I liked it. So that was just so much. All right, let's spend 5-10 minutes talking about what we think might happen this week. So I don't know off the top of my head.
I think we might see our first glimpse of the Tiganza.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Right. What's the episode called this week? I can't remember. 1 second. I'm just trying to find it.
Is it called The Dragon Reborn? Is that right?
I don't know actually. I know it kept it.
I feel like I heard that somewhere.
I know it's somewhere. Chat, help us out. Someone's bound to know it in chat. The Dragon Reborn. Okay, thank you, Rajesh. So it is called The Dragon Reborn.
But Logain.
Logain.
Right.
That is where we finished with episode 3. Mm-hmm. So are we getting the Logain cage scene, the explosions, escape, things like that?
I think we're going to see the corruption for real for the first time.
The taint.
I know. I'm going to try and use what the show said because it is a less uncomfortable word.
Do we see corruption?
I mean, you guys can
Are
say
you
it.
polling?
I
Are we
am.
seeing corruption or taint? That should be the poll.
Okay, right. Do we say... there we go.
I know I'm going to lose that
Yes.
poll.
No.
Taint.
We're going to ask poll what word we use here on Threefold Talk. Regardless what we use individually, what word do we use on Threefold Talk? So,
All right.
Apologies if I spell corruption wrong.
Hey, we have some Spear Sisters in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Bain&Chiad.
Hi, Bain&Chiad.
We see you even though everybody else doesn't.
Okay, we are asking to see what they say. But
this is a terrible poll.
This is amazing. It's perfect.
Oh my god, I just said what I
Perfect.
put.
This is exactly what I wanted it to say.
Oh boy, okay. That's an innkeeper style poll there. I just hit send.
We got some votes in.
We did get some votes in, yes.
100% for corruption or taint. Amazing.
Right, okay. I fixed it. There we go. Gotta slip in one good poll here and there, so.
It's like when someone asks you what for breakfast and you just hand them a menu and say yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to subconsciously drag in the innkeeper. I know he's had a busy day today with his official after show. But yeah, there we go. The poll's on the go, folks. I'm not gonna force anyone to stick to it, but it is funny. Anyway, what was I going to say before that? That totally distracted me. Right, so we're seeing Logain. Are we seeing? Is it just exposition, or is his army going to turn up?
You know, we don't see his army in the books. I'm not sure if we'll see him here.
There's definitely some sort of fight scene on the go, isn't there? Though
I think we'll see a lot
Alana and the arrows and all of that. So that has to be his army, and we have Lan and Nynaeve somewhere mixed up.
It could be more Trollocs.
No, it was definitely men. At least what we saw in the previews. Yeah, it seems like this is the right episode to see it. If we were just going to go all Logain all the time, we would get the whole Logain story, right? Because they rolled up on them with him in a cage. You have to understand why he's such a threat.
This is true. So
the only thing I'm kind of sad about is I want with them being separated, because Rand and Matt are not with them. Like, Rand doesn't get to hear the Logain story if he's separated from it, right? And I kind of want Rand to experience all of that and, like, to have that sense of fear and that concern about what it means to be a male channeler in this world and the consequences of that and all of that. And if he's not with them, he doesn't see any of that. So it's more for the audience than it is for Rand.
It's true. And Marisu just got there. Literally, it just popped into my eyes. I don't think anyone's going to disagree that Rand broke down that door using the power.
Yeah.
This was the screen homage version to him and Matt stuck in a cellar and lightning called down to strike the wall and so on and so forth. This was the show version, which I thought was done very cleverly. Even my boss commented, it's like, how did they break down that door? And I was just like,
Waffle.
Dude's strong, apparently, I think is what I said. I was like, I'm not dropping
I'm just so excited to waffle all the new watchers.
Do you know what? I keep waffling my roommate when we watch Star Trek because we're doing a Deep Space Nine watch, and she's like, Kayla's very good at guessing what is going to happen. She's one of those people. She just sees things coming, and she'll say things to me, and I'll be like, waffle, and then she turned around to me just randomly. This was like a few weeks ago. She went, taco, and I was like, what? And she's like, talk about it. Come on. I just totally did that on the fly, and now I
love that.
Yeah, now I turn around and be like, waffle, and she's like, taco. I was like,
she's a smart cookie.
She is very clever.
Good for her.
So
not going to fight you, Glenn. DS9 is the best Star Trek.
DS9's amazing. But where was I going with that? Anyway, yeah, so I didn't want to give it away to my boss. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the WAFO things. I have been asked a couple of bits, and I was like, just watch. It gets explained, I'm sure. But following on from the Rand breaking out, I think we're going to see him getting ill, or at least, feeling funny in this episode this week.
Yeah. And we're going to see more Dagger Matt.
Yes. I love the little hint of Dagger Matt.
Tiny hints,
yeah.
Yes.
We're getting it. It's coming. It's coming.
Mm-hmm. So let me end this poll quickly, the one that I got right. It's an 80-20 mix that they want us to call it taint because we chuckle when we say taint, apparently. So I think I just chuckled them because Melindhra chuckled, to be honest. Oh, wise one, Shelly, you can say corruption if you wish. It's fine. You are a wise one. You may do as you wish.
That is true.
Yeah. So I just keep chuckling.
Say taint. Taint.
I'm an adult.
Say taint.
Oh, God. Okay. Unless there's anything else you wanted to bring up, I feel like it might be time for a word from our sponsor.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Folks.
We can't forget to acknowledge our sponsors.
Indeed.
No.
So this sponsor... Go, Shelley.
I was just going to say, this is a special sponsor because of all the joy we've had with technology since we started this show.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, Shelley went out and got us this sponsorship deal. We're very pleased to bring this to you today, folks. So here for the next, I think, 2 minutes and 5 seconds or something like that. It goes very quick. It doesn't feel that long, I promise you. I've seen it multiple times now. But yes, please enjoy a word from our sponsor.
Thank you for calling the Semirog IT support line. Your call is important to us, but our wait times are longer than usual. Neither of these things are true, but we're going to say it anyway just to give you false hope. Next, we'll try to direct you to our website support page, because you obviously didn't try that already. Joke's on you. Our website is nothing but meaningless buzzwords and a contact us section monitored by illiterate Trollocs. We know you just want to talk to a human, but instead, please listen to us tell you a list of things you don't want to know about our company. Read off our hours, location, services, zodiac sign, and coffee order. Futility is its own pain. If you haven't bail-fired your phone yet, we'll transfer you to our 25-option menu. None of these options will actually address your question, but pressing buttons will activate the reward center in your brain, making the pain of this failed call all the more sweet. And don't try to get out by hitting 0. There's literally no one here. You're alone in the dark with your frozen laptop and a deadline approaching. And one more thing. If you try to fix anything yourself, we'll void your warranty forever, and the Dark One will own your soul. If you're calling from Canada, pour écouter ce menu en français, appuyez sur le 2.
Does your current IT company feel like they are run by the shadow sold? Here at Stabby IT Services, we believe that high-quality, responsive services help us meet our tone. Our highly trained Guy Shine are available 24/7 for all your support needs. They will come to your tent and plug in your computer for you. They'll also fetch your tea and do your laundry as part of our complete service package. A Guy Shine will never make you feel silly for accidentally deleting that file or forgetting to install your security patches. Our commitment to you is responsive and meek service. There's no need to download complicated apps or sit on long phone calls to access our services. Just grab your nearest Guy Shine and tell them what you need fixed. They can't say no. Still not sure? Try our introductory offer. If our Guy Shine can't fix your computer problem, our supervising wise one will give you a free spare. Stabby IT Services. IT, more like IG. There we are, folks. A very special.
Man, that's going to help us up our IT game so much.
I know, right? It's beautiful. And thank you, Wise One Shelly, for bringing that sponsorship to us. We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you, Wise One. Wherever did you find all of those amazing Guy Shine?
I just, There
was...
I have lots of good maidens helping me out.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's definitely, IG instead of IT. I like that line particularly. That was a good one. And Chad is enjoying that as well.
I definitely don't think you rated the Apple support desk. I mean, this is like some stellar IT Guy Shine.
It's great. I'm glad people are enjoying it. So that was a great one, Shelley. We're definitely...
I laughed during our recruitment calls. Let's just say.
Nice. I like it. Okay, so let's finish out the show with the very special bed, bridal wreath, or balefire that Bain&Chiad has put together for us, folks. So yeah, we're going to move on to that. We are going to start with a red Aja special. Let me make sure. Let me scroll back to the list that was sent so I say it correctly. So we have the Red Aja edition of Bed, Bridal Wreath, or Balefire. Who's going to go first for the Red Aja edition? Melindhra, you go first?
All right.
Okay. Your options are... You have Liandrin, the young man who she attacks at the beginning of episode 1, and Logain. Those are your options. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Considering the look that Moraine Sedai gave Liandrin when they came in contact with each other, I believe there's a history there. And so I'd like to sample some of that. So I'm going to bed me some Liandrin. And then I'm going to jump in the cage with Logain and stay with him for life because damn, he fine. I take him all the time. Bridal wreath Logain, cage me up. I would only stab him like every once in a while. But he could stab me anytime he wanted. And then I guess that means I have to kill that poor crazy man who has another man in his head. 'Cause he's, kind of terrible at being a male channeler because all he did is run away from a nice guy. Doesn't have very good G.
Okay. Wise One Shelly, how do you break down this trio?
Similar but different. I'm going to balefire Liandrin because as much as I love to hate her, that girl, can't even with her. I'm going to bed the male channeler just because I don't know much about him, but he looks like he's pretty strong, so might be nice for a tumble. And then Logain is making me feel things, so I'm definitely going to marry him.
Okay.
I can't help it.
Do we think it's Owen? Or
I don't know. I just put that in a poll because people are like, I think it's Owen. But yeah, the timelines don't work. But yeah.
DK Moon says you get 2 for 1 with the channeler.
Exactly.
Or they're just so distracted entertaining each other that you don't get anything.
Well, that's true. Now you just ruined it because I was going to be like, I'm going to pick the young man for bed because there's 2 of them, or at least you're getting multiple personalities, like it's like a different person every minute. So, I think I would have to, I would have to Bridal Reef, Logain, and then Balefire, Leandrin.
None of you are adventurous enough.
Well,
She'd be hot in the sack.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. There was some suggestion on her character profile on the Prime app that her and Moraine used to be a thing. So they have history.
That's what I'm saying.
Did anybody else notice that Bella had a character profile?
Yes! It's so good.
That is great, by the way.
So
yeah,
good.
that is a great touch. So, but yeah, Chad has fallen on Bridal Reef for Logain with about 74%. So nicely done there.
Good job, team.
Yeah. Very
Best
good.
foldies.
Best foldies. Leandrin, only 8% wanted to Bridal Reef Leandrin. So, Leanderine. Oh my god, is that the character? Is that the match name for Moraine and
Leandroin?
Leandroin?
Leandron?
Leandroin?
Lorraine Drain? Ugh.
Moraine-
Nope, that's not the name because I can't say it.
Wadrin. Wadrin?
Melandrin.
Melandrin.
Melandrin works. There we go. So, nice. All right. Matchup number 2. Now, I feel like I've done this the wrong way around. But it's the Shadow Spawn edition this time.
Ooh.
I feel like I should have gone Melindhra first. So, folks, this is the one that got tweeted out. So you might have had a little touch. You might have had a little hint of what this is. But matchup number 2, One Shelly, you get to go first in this one. Your options are the Bird Trolloc, Narg, and Murdril Dan.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm. We had some
As
interesting...
I said online, how do I choose between 3 sunrises?
I'm gonna ask chat which one do they bed. I think I'm gonna ask chat.
Oh. I mean, the Murdrol probably smells the best, so I'm probably gonna have to marry the Murdrol since I'm gonna be with them the longest. Birds are cool, so maybe I'll bed the bird. They're basically dinosaurs, so that's kind of cool. And then I guess I'll Balefire Narg.
Wow. Okay. We'll let our brownie friend go last here. I'm going to bed Narg because Narg's the only one there that's got, and this was put out on Twitter, and I liked the reasoning behind this. Out of those 3 mouths, Narg's got the only one that's even remotely close enough to being suitable for intimacy. So that I ain't letting a bee call that Murdril mouth near me. So so Narg is the bed option there. I think I'm going to have to marry the Bird Trolloc, just because that was a cool looking fucking Trolloc. Seriously, like what a mix! Like bird beak, the antlers, and that. Like seriously, I think the coolest one out of all of that we'd seen. And then I'm sorry. I know Dan's in Halfman Dan. I know you're in chat, but you're getting balefied, bud. So sorry.
He says he does smell better than a Trolloc. But that's a very low bar to jump over, Dan. No offense.
That's an extremely low bar. I feel like you even if you're crawling, you're still getting over that bar.
Yeah. You can basically roll on the ground through dirt, and you're still going to get over that bar.
Nice. Okay, brownie friend Melindhra, what's your choices here?
Okay, I don't know what whoever said that was cracking, but like, ain't none of those mounts getting anywhere near any parts of my body because all of them have spiky, teethy things that are problematic in many ways. I don't want to get caught in any.
Depends what you're into.
Yeah.
Well,
we don't shame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, But you also have to live through it to appreciate it, is all I'm saying. So, I'm going to marry Narg because Narg is smart and I respect intelligence in a partner.
Conversationalist.
So, bridal wreath to Narg. I'm going to bed Bird Trellick because, I mean, sky sex. I mean...
Sky sex.
That would be amazing. You think about butterflies and how they just like flit around and they're just like flitting around.
Yeah, you enjoy your birdie butterfly sex.
I would like to have sky sex.
You know, it gets really cold up in the air, right? And there are probably easier ways to join the Mile High Club.
Oh my god, that's the only troll. I need to make a joke out of that. Which troll? Which dark friends? I can't even.
And then, let me finish. I love you, Half Man Dan. However, A, your teeth are problematic. And B, the Ailis are not particularly known for consent. And of all the things, of all the kinks, consent is very important. And I know they have particular tastes, and those do not lend well to healthy relationships with partners. So, Balefire, the half man.
Is fair enough. Chat is very torn. I asked chat, which one do you bed? There's been 24 votes, and it's evenly split between all three options. So, chat is very torn about which one they take to bed here.
Sky sex.
Sky sex. I think if I repolled with the options being sky sex, smart sex, or non-consensual sex, I think it would probably be 100% sky sex. Yeah, Melindra's monologues are always epic. Yes, it's always a quiet week when Melindra's not around. So yeah, I'm just gonna end that poll there. We couldn't pick an option there, so no good winner. All right, Melindhra, it's your turn to go first with the next trio, and this still kind of works because you have the villain mix-up.
Oh.
Yes. So your options are, and I feel like this one's going to be okay. I don't feel this one's going to be too hard, or at least it's not too difficult for me to pick. Your options are Padden Thane, Melindhra, and Dana.
Oh, man.
So those are your options. What do you pick? I'm going to ask, I feel like asking who they would balefire is too easy, so I might ask a Bridal Reef one again.
No, you haven't asked a balefire yet.
Okay, who do we balefire? I feel like it's going to be obvious who we balefire here, but okay.
You should just list their names.
Not everyone is a brownie.
Just list their names, but yes and no.
If Dane was here, it would be a hard choice for him.
Yes, if Dane, yeah, exactly. There we go. If Dane were here, it'd be a tough choice for Dane. That's a very good point. So, we've had people be like, bird trollocs don't fly though. So if he told you he could, he was lying to get you in the sweat tent, Melindhra. That's great. Oh, God. I can't remember how to spell Valda's first name, so I'm just going to put Valda. And then Dana. What are your options, Melindhra? Before I just giggle the rest of the show away.
So I really like Padden Thane's ability as a provider. He can acquire for me anything I want. So I'm gonna bridal wreath Padden Thane. And though it might be slightly incestuous, I'm gonna bed my sister from another mister. My girl Dana, braids for life. Braids for the dark friends. And then yeah, Melindhra gets to be balefired, but probably not for the reasons that you would balefire him, for other reasons. Mainly because, he's too clean.
He's too clean. He refuses to use a sweat tent.
He doesn't seem like he would be very fun in the sack.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Wise One Shelly, how do you break down this trio?
I'm going to bridal wreath Dana, whatever. I'm going to bridal wreath her because, like I said, she made such a good argument for the dark side that I was just really impressed with that. I'm down with the brains.
Wise one, you wanna have a conversation later, maybe?
We'll see. I'm a little hungry. I don't know if there's anything you can help with there.
Yeah.
I will.
Do I need to leave?
I don't know why he can't witness this. It's not like he
Oh,
hasn't
okay.
been
Well, in that case, I'm back.
Aren't you Black Aja?
Shh.
I mean,
No.
what?
No.
Anyways, I will probably, just to move things along, because it is getting late and I'm yawning already, I will probably bed Padden Fane and Balefire Valda. Just because that bird, man, that bird was
True, yeah. I was going to Balefire Volda. I was going to marry Padden Thane. The guy travels, you don't have to see him very often. And then I'm taking Dana to bed because, I feel like she's got skills. I feel like it's going to be a fun night. We're going to lock ourselves in that room where you can't hear shit. And, people can't get in.
She did know her way around a sword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and did you see her face when she was running? The woman knows how to focus. So, yeah. And the poll is 8% wants to Balefire Dana. Oh, okay. But mostly it was Valda. Okay. It is getting late, so we've got 2 more left to go here. I love how... So this is why I've done this in the order that I've done this. We have the Dad edition.
No.
So, yes, we have the Dad edition.
Nice.
Wise One Shelly, your options are...
You have toe.
Bain&Chiad put this together. But yes,
Bain&Chiad has toe.
we have... Your dads are Tam, Lan, and Bran.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah.
She didn't even put Abel in there.
And we know that Lan is not a dad, but it rhymed too much for Bain&Chiad to not put it in there as an option. Plus, we wanted to see what you would say, Shelley.
Well, we all know I'm going to marry Lan. That's no questions asked. I will bed Tam because the dude's been around. I'm sure he knows a few skills. Also heard he can handle a sword. Who is it to quote? Whoever said in the chat earlier he could probably find the North Tower or North Harbor, whatever the saying was.
Find North Harbor, yep.
Find North Harbor because he's well traveled. And I will Balefire Egwene's dad. I can't remember his name right now because
Bran.
He's just Bran. Yeah, he's just kind of the most boring of the 3 of them.
Okay, I'm taking Butt Rock to bed. I think that's a lot to be married to, but I think that's going to be a great night.
I can handle it.
Yeah, and there we go. See, this is why you're a wise one, and I'm just a token Wetlander. So, but yeah, so bed Lan. I think I am going to have to Balefire Bran and marry Tam. I think that's where I'm falling on that scale. Melindhra?
I am going to marry Bran because A, he's got a sweet house and he can cook. And then Tam also knows his way around the sword. So, and I'm pretty sure he knows his way around Aiel. So I'm gonna bed Tam. And I'm gonna Balefire Lan because that man is depressing. And I would not want to hear him just talk about his marriage death wish thing for the entire rest of my life. I would need to get rid of him.
I mean, I want to point out that you said
Very
that Bran can cook. Bran's not the one in that partnership that can cook. So this is why
Right.
I'm balefiring Bran, because then, Mrs. Alvier is up for grabs.
We never said Bran couldn't cook. We just know that Meryn is known for cooking.
Yeah.
It's a partnership. It's the two rivers. They work together to manage that whole place.
Okay.
That takes a lot of skill.
I might let that one slide.
Honestly. And if he can't cook, he's got to have some ability with Usquai. So,
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
mean,
That's fair. Chad is betting Tam, by the way. That's what Chad is doing.
for real. Agreed, chat.
Overall.
100%
Half a chat.
knows his way around a sword.
And then 38% are doing it with Lan. So, okay. So I now get the 5th mix-up. I get to enjoy the Tinker edition of this. So, my options, or our options, start with Rayan, and then Illa, and then Aram. So, I think I'm gonna have to bridal wreath Rayan. I'm gonna take Illa to bed. Isla. That's how it was said in the show, wasn't it? Isla. And then I think I'm gonna have to balefire Aram. That's where I'm gonna sit on that scale. Who do we balefire? I'm gonna ask. Melindhra, where do you fall on this trio?
Yeah, I actually 100% agree with you, Rob. I'm pretty sure even amongst the brownies, we all want to vampire Aram. He's a hot mess, that boy.
Yeah, he's a bit of a hot mess.
Yeah. And Isla, and I didn't get to say this earlier, but I know she can sing. I know Maria Doyle Kennedy can sing, so I'm really hoping we get some of her vocals in the next. And like how hot would that be to be able to like bed someone whose voice is like just making you all throaty all the time. And then Rand's got great leadership skills, right? He keeps that whole group together. They travel around, takes care of everybody. Good one to bridal wreath, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Okay. Wise One Shelly, do you have a difference of opinion?
Yes, I'm going to marry Isla because she just seems kind of cool. I like her a lot. Rain, I'm probably going to bail fire because, But Aram, he's probably good for a tumble.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'm checking the poll, and for the first time ever, folks, we have someone who did not receive a single vote. So in terms of balefire, not a single person in chat wants to balefire Isla. So we had 61% for Rayan and 38% for Aram. So,
Much G foldies.
indeed, much G foldies. All right, we're going to finish this off with a most debated changes edition. So, and this is where I'm curious if Juliet watched this episode, because she's in the mix-up. So, Melindhra, your trio of most altered changes is Lila, Natty, or Abel? Oh, look at those faces. Aren't those just beautiful? Look at those faces. They're great. Where'd you fall in through? I don't know. I've got who are we betting? I don't know.
It's really hard.
Who do we bridal wreath? No, not as a comment, Rob. As a poll. There we go. Bridal wreath. That's what I'm asking here.
Well, I have to bridal wreath the blacksmith. There's no other way to respectfully deal with a blacksmith who has so much G. I mean, I couldn't just try her out for funsies and then leave her. And then if I balefired the blacksmith, I'd be oh, wait, I am. Okay. Balefire Leigh-A. I changed my mind. Take her out. I have to stay in character, so she's out. I Balefire Leigh-A. I'm gonna bed Aiel because he seems like he knows what he's doing in the sack to attract so many people. And then I'm gonna bridal wreath poor Juliet. Just to get her out of her misery and show her what a real honorable wife would be like.
Okay. Wise One Shelly?
I think I'm gonna balefire Aiel. I don't have a lot of patience for that. Probably going to bed Leigh-A, because again, she seems kind of fun. Not just. I'll make the joke later. Anyway, sorry, she seems kind of fun, and then I will marry Natty Cawthon because I bet in there's a heart of gold.
Yeah, I'm close to that. I'm gonna balefire Aiel. Yeah, don't need that lech. I'm then going to bed Natty because I think she's just going to be happier without a lech of a husband, and that she's just gonna then she can go and enjoy life. And then I'm going to bridal wreath Leigh-A because she needs a less broody husband. So that's where I fall on that.
Aww.
And where did chat fall on this?
Broody? You don't seem broody.
No, I'm not a broody type. I get grumpy, but I'm not a broody. So.
Oh, grumpy.
Yeah, people say he's always so happy and cheery. Yeah, I love live streaming. That's why I'm always happy and cheery. I get grumpy at work. I'm a grumpy chef. And the poll is disappeared before I looked at the scores. 50% are bridal wreathing Leigh-A, with 34% going Natty. 15% of you want to bridal wreath Aiel, though. So maybe you think you can fix him up. Who knows? But yeah. That's the end.
That's what Natty tried to do. It didn't work, guys.
It is. Mm-hmm. This is it. Yeah, this is true.
We know this is show Aiel, not book Aiel, right?
Yes, show Aiel, yes. So, yeah, there we go, folks. That is, that's the end of the bed bridal wreath balefire. So
that was terrible, Bain&Chiad. We're going to have to do this to you.
We need to talk. Bain&Chiad.
Much toe. So much toe.
As Bain&Chiad's put
to if I were full-time Wetlander.
Oh, Bain&Chiad, you wonderful. That's great. Okay, folks. Yeah, we'll just tie it up there. So we'll be back next Tuesday as our current schedule states. So make sure you enjoy episode 4 and you can come join us and see if we have any more Aiel discovered that we can bring to you. We've been looking hard for them. We're waiting to see if people notice them before we actually reveal them, because there's been more than that one that we've talked about,
Well, Mel and I aren't looking hard. We can see them, obviously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we're waiting to see if everyone else notices. So, and if not, then we will bring them to your attention. So
I really like the 7 that were sitting on top of Pat and Fane's cart that one time. Didn't you like that, Shelly?
Yeah.
That was cute, It was a lot of fun. And then the couple
just having a dart, it was kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
was like they were pretending it was a horse, and they were trying out what a horse, like riding on a horse, would be like.
Well,
I never thought I'd hear an Aiel yell yeehaw, but there you are.
Yeah, I know. Very kink. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it.
Don't pretend you saw it, Rob. You're just trying to join us. It's all right. It's okay.
It's all right.
Okay.
And did you see them out drinking all the Wetlanders in that inn scene?
Oh, yeah. That was really great.
Yeah.
I mean, they stole like 17 apple brandies.
Yeah.
It was pretty fantastic. Yeah. Really great.
One right out from Days Cognar's hands. It was crazy.
But you shouldn't steal from her. Like she's like
Only an Aiel could.
She's like wise one level fantastic. You shouldn't steal from wise ones.
Okay.
Should we plug What a Holiday?
Yes. I don't have that loaded in actually. So 1 second. Let me. It's gonna. Oh no, it didn't pop up there. They popped up here. This is great. So 1 second. Yeah, so folks, we are. Oh God, wow, we are 2.5
We're 2 weeks away. 2.5
weeks away. This is that's crazy to think that. So Let me bring up the schedule this time, folks, because we have a full schedule. So, one second. Come on, load up. Load. Thank you. So, yeah, folks, we have 2.5 weeks to go until What a Holiday. And just a whole slew of people joining us. It's going to be so much fun. I'm trying to get Brandon to join us. He has a very, very busy schedule. He literally released a book today and then talked about the 4 other books he'd released previously in the last 2 months. So he's been a busy man, but they are so thrilled that we are supporting the Weaver Foundation again this year. So please come and join us. We're having lots of fun show discussions, and Threefold Talk will be there doing a threefold brunch. It's not going to be brunch for me specifically, but how wild are we getting at this brunch, ladies?
Get your mamusquai ready.
Your moosquais.
Your mamusquais.
I love it. I did. Let me move. Let me see. Is it gonna?
Put on your fancy hats. Get ready to talk about the latest what's happening with the Kardashians.
Look at that Wetlander tradition thing going on in my house right now. Look at that, folks.
Oh, so pretty.
Look.
How much water do you have to get to
and
that
you brought it inside.
Yeah, well, it's cold outside, so we felt bad for it. So we wanted to cheer it up. Yeah, so there's even one of those in my house. It will be getting all Christmassy and that fun. Just a bit of chaos, folks. But yeah, come and join us at it starts at 7:30 on the 11th, 7:30 Eastern. So on the 11th, runs for 24 hours, and there's 23 different shows. We have new people, old faces you've seen before, everybody in between. It's going to be hilarious. I no doubt that Bain&Chiad, I'm not a tree killer. That tree was that I'm saving that tree. It's a loved tree. Don't worry. It's very loved. It will be nurtured. It is nurtured. I will continue to nurture it. Don't hate me. I'm not a tree killer. But yeah, come and join us for What a Holiday, folks. 2.5 weeks. Oh, we've got a bigger goal to chase this year. $7,500 to raise for Weaver Foundation. We have faith in just the entire fandom, and we're hoping we can get lots of new people.
Take your beer bottles back, friends.
Yes, indeed. So, but thank you for the reminder there, Wise One. I appreciate that. And folks, let's plug the things we do here as well. So, some point soon, maybe next week, maybe the week after, we will be doing Ask a Wise One. So you can send us your real world questions for some Wise One advice. You can DM it on Twitter. That's the @threefold-talk. You can email it directly to me. Malkiertalks@gmail.com. Had to remember my own email address then. So you can do that, folks, and you can send them. They will be anonymous. I will just give them a funky title unless you want to give me a funky title for them, and we will discuss them live on air. So we're working on collecting questions for that. And do use the hashtag, folks, and Aiel Day. Come on, use the hashtag. Get out there, talk about your day, talk about what you've been up to. Melindhra loves to go searching for them. I know she does. So give her something to find.
I do very much.
Mm-hmm. It's a thing. We're gonna make it a thing, folks. It's gonna be.
I just love to celebrate great accomplishments and minor accomplishments.
Indeed.
And things that make people's days better. And what a better way to do that than having an Aiel Day.
Indeed, folks. So get in there. Enjoy Friday or Thursday, depending on what day of the week it is for you that it drops, because in America it's Thursday, but for me it's Friday, and for everyone east of me it's Friday. You had to do directional there in my head. Ladies, thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for that glorious clip that you got for us. The sponsorship ad, Shelly. I very much appreciate that. Much G and Ramen Rattle to all my co-hosts, because I love this show. I enjoy doing this so much, and I appreciate all the effort they put in, even when they're not here, such as what Bain&Chiad did for me. So thank you so much, folks. And here's a stabby stab just because it's fun. I'm going to make those available to the public, folks. Don't worry. I'm going to sort that. So we can use those around, and we're going to get some butt rock thirsty ones on the go as well at some point. Shelley's promised at some point we'll get a thirsty butt rock reaction. So we'll have some fun with that. But yes, until next week, folks. May you always find water and shade.